Beluga coming in strong with a new song. Me don't want no Uzi and me don't want no Glock. Them things they sticky and now one life me got. No one no shortcut to reach to the top. Slowly but surely me dip on the track. Me don't want nobody come stress out me head and pick the flesh off of me bone till me dead. Me don't want nobody come chat off me ears. Leave me alone and go about your ways. Me don't like the things that when me hear you a chat. Talk to me face but not chat to me back. Them bag of things that you're talking, me friend. Are you prepared to stand and defend? Me don't want no handout from no politician. Now send me vote just to please anyone. My right to vote is a prized possession. You coulda never put a price on it, man. Me don't want you diss me cause you have a little more. Remember when we used to sleep on the floor? And now you're bragging about the things that you got. We used to yam out of the same ugly part. Man, I like the things and when me hear you a chat. Chat to me face but not chat to me back. Them bag of things that you're talking, me friend. Are you prepared to stand and defend? Me don't want no Uzi and me don't want no Glock. Them things they sticky and now one life me got. Me don't want no shortcut to reach to the top. Slowly but surely.
Put up the tune! Put up the tune!
Hold on. This is La Beluga coming in strong with a new song. Me don't want no Uzi and me don't want no Glock. Them things they sticky and now one life me got. No one no shortcut to reach to the top. Slowly but surely me dip on the track. Me don't want nobody come stress out me head and pick the flesh off of me bone till me dead. Me don't want nobody come chat off me ears. Leave me alone and go about your ways. Me don't like the things that when me hear you a chat. Talk to me face but not chat to me back. Them bag of things that you're talking, me friend. Are you prepared to stand and defend? Me don't want no handout from no politician. Now send me vote just to please anyone. My right to vote is a prized possession. You coulda never put a price on it, man. Me don't want you diss me cause you have a little more. Remember when we used to sleep on the floor? And now you're bragging about the things that you got. We used to yam out of the same ugly part. Man, I like the things and when me hear you a chat. Chat to me face but not chat to me back. Them bag of things that you're talking, me friend. Are you prepared to stand and defend? Me don't want no Uzi and me don't want no Glock. Them things they sticky and now one life me got.
Want to say a very good evening and welcome to listeners to the Wayne Hall Show for this edition. Yes, Wednesday, March 16th, 2022. What a blessing. What a pleasure to be here. Hello, Attorney Jennifer Blanc. Welcome. Good to see you. All right. Marcia Weeks. It's been a while. How are you, Marcia? Okay. I want to say a very, very good evening to all my listeners on all the affiliate networks. I want to shout out Clark TV Network, Chester Clark on the crew. Island Worldwide, the Sutherlands, on a big up on yourself, you and your audience. George Prophet, bless up, welcome. All right, Energy Radio 1. What's up, Mr. Fenton Troy and your listeners? Big up on yourself up there in the NYC. All right, ReggaeVibesRadio.com. What's up, Reggae Vibes Radio family? Bless up, bless up. All right. Yardflow TV. What's good? My listeners on Yardflow TV, bless up on yourself, all right? Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, on You Choose Radio, VJ Smiles and the crew. Bless up, bless up, bless up. All right? And don't forget to catch me every Thursday at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time on Fresh FM Radio London. That's tomorrow evening. A big up Louise Ladat. Welcome. And viscosityblend.com. Rupi T the blender. How are you? Rupi T, what's good, my friend? Yes. So, the Wayne Hall Show on your radio. Brand new music kicking us off this evening from none other than Mr. Lavi Luja. It's called Defend. Here's a little more.
Remember when we used to sleep on the floor? I know you're bragging about the things that you got. We used to yam out of the same ugly pot. But I like the things that when me hear you a chat. Chat to me face but not chat to me back. Them bag of things that you're talking, me friend. Are you prepared to stand and defend? Me like the things that when me hear you a chat. Chat to me face but not chat to me back. Them bag of things that you're talking, me friend. Are you prepared to stand and defend? Me don't want no tick, me don't want no talk, me don't want no flip, me don't want no flop, me don't want no skip, nothing they hop. Me don't want no this, me don't want no that. Me don't like the things that when me hear you a chat. Chat to me face but not chat to me back. Them bag of things that you're talking, me friend. Are you prepared to stand and defend?
You are listening to The Wayne Hall Show, where information meets music, meets music, meets music.
All the serious ladies, this one is dedicated to you. Baby, if the man you're hanging on with is not paying you mind, there is no need to waste your time. And if the guy you're hanging with is not treating you well, baby, there's no need for you to be living in hell. And if he's not coming home to you at night, and all you wanna do is to fuss and fight, just tell him to go on, tell him to go on. Look him in the face, tell him no time to waste. Baby, tell him to go on, tell him to go on, tell him to go on. Look him in the face, tell him no time to waste. Baby, tell him to go on. How could you be on, crying on your pillow, when he's out with friends, playing domino, while you were home, trying your own thing. He's out there, acting like he doesn't care, and come home at night, treating you like a fool. And when you try to have a conversation, he'll not tell you if it cool. Just tell him if it go on, tell him if it go on. Look him in the face, tell him no time to waste. Baby, tell him if it go on, tell him if it go on, tell him if it go on. Look him in the face, tell him no time to waste. Baby, tell him to go on, tell him to go on. If he's not treating you like a woman, tell him to go on. If he's not treating you like the number one, and if he's not treating you like you're the only one, don't be afraid to tell him to move on the lawn. Baby, tell him to go on, tell him to go on. Look him in the face, tell him no time to waste. Baby, tell him to go on, tell him to go on, tell him to go on. Look him in the face, tell him no time to waste. Baby, tell him to go on, tell him to go on, tell him to go on. Look him in the face, tell him no time to waste. Baby, tell him to go on, tell him to go on.
That's right. Tell him for Guan. Hey, big shout out to everyone checking out the Wayne Hall Show this evening. Great show lined up for you. All right. We got Cindy Placide, who's going to join us via Zoom to talk about her book, When Life Stood in Silence. We also have, we're in a little doubt about the prophet tonight because his flight got delayed and we're not sure he's going to make it. But guess what? We're keeping our fingers crossed, all right? what I want you to do in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, is save the date because tomorrow night, the 17th and 18th, right here in Atlanta, at the Hampton Inn and Suites Marietta, Atlanta Marietta, 2136 Kingston Court, the Prophet will be present. Okay? So be sure to be there or be square. Haha. Somebody was saying pull up. I tell you what, some big tunes to kick us, kick us off. All right, to get us going this evening on the Wayne Hall Show. Yeah, we had Laviluja, Stand and Defend. You know, and Laviluja, Stand and Defend. Yeah, man. And then we had George Prophet. Yeah, and both of them are on the feed. Isn't that a cool thing? You're playing the music and they pop up, man. It's magic. Like magic. All right. Good evening again, everyone, and welcome. And if you're listening online, on the dial, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. I want to shout out Laviluja and George Prophet again. I see Maxine Lyons, big up yourself. Gary McCook, Mr. JIIFSC, fresh from CVM interview. Man, I wonder how that went. I didn't get to check it out yet. Peter Folks, good to see you. All right. Raquel. Hello, Raquel. Tell him Figuan. All right. Hey, Raquel, we could tell him Figuan, but guess what? Check this out. Love will lead him back. Watch it now.
Saying goodbye is never an easy thing, but you never said you'd stay forever. So if you must go, darling, I'll set you free. But I know in time we'll be together. I won't try to stop you now from leaving, 'cause in my heart I know love will lead you back. Someday I just know that love will lead you back to my heart, where you belong. I'm sure, sure as stars are shining, one day you will find me again, and it won't be long. One of these days, our love will bring you back. One of these nights, I hear your voice again. You're gonna say how much you'll miss me. You walk out this door, but someday you'll walk back in. Darling, I know this will be. Sometimes it takes, sometimes out on your own now, to find your way back home. Love will lead you back. Someday I just know that love will lead you back to
That's right. Want to shout out Pat Beckles. Welcome. Welcome, Malcolm Dale. All right. And everyone else on the feed. I think those are my newcomers for right now. Thank you, everyone, to share the feed. Big shout out to Raina. Raina's Kitchen. All right. Checking us out this evening. I'm going to tell you again that the bishop, his flight got delayed. So his interview is delayed. We're playing it by ear to see if he'll get to us on time this evening. But as of right now, he is traveling. The bishop is traveling. So here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to continue the music. All right? Lily Octave says, I'll never miss you. Down to Dominican Republic, here we go. Lily Octave says,
so beautiful, such a beautiful fool. I was for trusting your love. There's an innocence, back of ignorance, thinking all I've been was enough. Should've took precautions, maybe use my head. Should've seen the look on your face right when I said that you could.
Shout out and welcome DJ Beast. Hi DJ Beast. Happy New Year.
Funny to me, but my music calibrated.
Yes, indeed. Want to say big shout out to CR. You know what, man? Listen. Oh, Dr. Francis. Yes, sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you. Yes, keep it locked, Dr. Francis. Good to see you, man. I got to be on my best behavior now. Oh, my goodness. All right, everyone. Again, you know the Wayne All Show platform. We are on Clark TV Network. Shout out to all their listeners. Monica, thank you. Yes, she says the music is good, and I know Monica is great. IslandWorldwide.com, the Sutherlands. Big up on yourself and all your audience. Shout out to Energy, Radio 1 New York, Fenton Troy and the crew. Bless up, bless up. ReggaeVibesRadio.com, Nittyphonic, DJ Marlon, Gucci Landon, DJ Reds, DJ Sean. Family, you choose Radio 1. All right, and Yardflow TV, Fresh FM, ViscosityBlend.com, the Wayne All Show on your radio. And I tell you what, brand new music from Crisis, the movement. This one is called Voice of Jamaica. I know you might be hearing this for the first time right here on the Wayne Hall Show.
Jamaica, land we love. The other day, I walk along the road, I could hear a voice calling out my name. Voices say even if me fly go far away, she hoped that my heart would still remain. She tell me say she tired of the pressure in her life. Tell me say she tired of the pain. Now me say when I look around there was no one in sight. Yet I could hear the voice remain. It was the voice of Jamaica calling out to I and I. Blood that make the people clothes look like it I and I. It was Jamaica calling out to I and I. Tired for your mother hurt and cry. It was Jamaica calling out, calling out. The voice of Jamaica. That's why me beg Jah fi save us. Them system set fi fail us in a this land of paradise. There's a monster we plague us. I so many places we get on their faces. And if it hurts so much, mama, me no say it can't sweet. Worse when you're youth and your love and your heart beat. Now still a return to hunger and just like canned beef. Too many a yonder go there walk street. Mother earth a one, but them blind, them can't see it. Voice of Jamaica, calling out to I and I. Lord, I make the people clothes look like it I and I. It was Jamaica, calling out to I and I. Tired fear, Mother earth and cry. It was Jamaica, calling out, calling out. The voice of Jamaica, calling out, calling out. Looking for a place to be complete. The universe is here for you. The signal you send, that's what you read. The universe is there for you. Beautiful beaches, good food to eat. The universe is there for you. All we need to do is love and respect and harmony. Hey.
You are listening to The Wayne Hall Show, where information meets music, meets music, meets music.
Karma will get you every time. Where you are going to, where you are going to, whoa, yes. Say living your best life with no regards to others. People around you, everyone is suffering now. Telling me you love life with no respect for others. But your people evade you. You just abuse and abuse them. It will come knocking on your door. Say, karma will blow your mind. Hey, karma, what goes around comes back around. Yeah. Karma, say, at judgment time, you have no credibility. Oh no. Don't blame burn. A long time we did I want you, but you never did learn. Fire, fire so hot, the heat arise. But no matter how you ball, no one hear you cry. Ribbit it again. Karma. It will come knocking at your door. Say, karma will blow your mind. Hey, karma. What goes around, come back around. Yes, karma. Hey, hey, a judgment time. You have no credibility. No, telling you again. Telling you again.
Recording in progress.
At just one love. Each one hate the other. Hey. So when you come from it, come down we can. So far as they harm ya. Them just grab it, take it. Karma. Say it come knocking at your door. Say karma will blow your mind. Hey, karma will bring you down. Say hey, karma. Hey, hey. Say are you judgment time? Karma. Live for others as you live for yourself. Karma. Whoa.
That right there, the sound of Atlanta's own Errol Moore on the Wayne Hall Show from his brand new single on his upcoming album. It's called Karma. Follow him at Island Groove Music. Ladies and gentlemen.
Following is a message for parents of children with autism. Are you frustrated, in need of information and skills on which to improve your parenting skills for your autistic child? Well, here's where to go. Visit www.autismparentsupport.com and sign up today for a free consultation on how you can receive best practice guidance on raising an autistic child with presenter Wayne Hall, MA in Special Education. Maybe you just received news of a recent diagnosis. Maybe you are just not clear on some basic information. Where can you go? Who should you talk to? Maybe you know someone who could use this training. Visit www.autismparentsupport.com and get the answers from someone with the experience and expertise you need. All inquiries will receive a response within 48 hours. Visit autismparentsupport.com and put your mind to rest.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You know I'm committed to helping any way I can with autism. And so I have a website that parents who could learn something, a trick or two, that you won't just pick up anywhere, but will be a good foundation to build on once you have them. autismparentsupport.com. Spread the word, ladies and gentlemen.
So listen up, if you're planning an event and in need of table and chair rentals, then you have to check out Maxine's Party Rentals. Now serving the entire Atlanta metro area and more. Tables, banquet chairs, throne chairs, tents, tablecloth, and chair covers. We have package deals for graduations, weddings, and all party occasions. You can call Maxine right now and get rates at 470-746-4322 or 678-308-1933. Email maxinespartyrentals.com or follow her on IG at Maxine's Party Rental or Facebook at Maxine's Party Rental. Delivery and pickup is also available.
Introducing the sensational wordsmith, Maxine Lyons, aka Max Poet, reggae artiste and poet, with tracks like Survival at the toughest. Sex and a secret.
Remember when sex was free? Now you have to pay a fee.
Hot flash.
If you're 50 and over, you know when we mean not flash.
Foreigner the boat.
First time people yourself. Foreigner in a them community.
New York, New York.
Semilan and New York, 295. Next day me dey pass up well line 5.
And her latest track that's heating up the airwaves, You See Me Glory. Get your copies on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, and YouTube. Follow her on all her social media platforms. Contact info Maxine Lyons, aka Max Poet, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp.
All right. So, Dr. Francis, I see your note. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Francis, enough love from Caribbean Voice. He's on Super Jams Radio, 103.7 FM, West Palm Beach. I've been in the studio with him down there. All right. He's on Tuesdays from 3 to 5 p.m. And he says to download the app and listen from anywhere in the world for free. One love, one art, one destiny. Dr. Francis, you also say that, let's talk about autism in Jamaica very soon, and send out the address on this forum on my WhatsApp, Doc. I will get you the info, and I'm going to tell you in front of the world. I would love to come on in April and talk about autism on your show. It's Autism Awareness Month in April, and boy, I am blessed to be in a position to know someone like yourself who could lend me your platform for even 10 minutes to tell our audience more about autism and how they can help and beat this. Man, I'm telling you, I don't like autism, okay? That's why I'm fighting it every day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a great guest lined up for you. And I'm telling you now that the bishop is traveling, and we're keeping our fingers crossed he'll make it on time tonight. So we move things around a little, and we have Miss Cindy Placide on. There she is on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. And Cindy is here to share with us about her book. All right. I want to just remind you that the bishop, let me do this real quick. The bishop is here for this event. Sorry, not that.
I'm
not
dead.
That, not
Now
that.
what?
I'm sorry. The bishop is here for 2 nights of prophetic glory, tomorrow night and Friday night at the Hampton Inn Suites, Atlanta Marietta. All right, so be sure to save those dates, my Atlantans, and we keep our fingers crossed that he'll make it tonight. If he doesn't, keep the event in mind, okay? And I apologize on his behalf. His flight got delayed earlier today. But now, it's all about Miss Cindy Placide and When Life Stood in Silence. Cindy, unmute, please, because we want to hear every word you say. Good evening and welcome. How are you?
Good evening, Mr. Hall. I'm doing awesome. How about yourself?
I am just fantastic, man. I'm doing well. I'm great. I'm phenomenal. I'm
That's how it
feeding
should
off
be.
your energy.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sure by now you already feel at home. So, Cindy, talk to us, man. It's always a blessing to have someone share their inspirations on this platform. You have a book, and we're curious to hear about the book. But first, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am from the beautiful island of St. Lucia. We in the Caribbean, we love each other, so I'm from the beautiful island of St. Lucia. And I started working, I started writing, and I love poetry. So at an early age, I had a great interest for poetry, okay, and the literary arts. So I wanted to be an actress, actually, but that's where I'm at. So also I wanted to do some police work back home, but that didn't work out. So I landed a job as a female technician in St. Lucia for the telephone company. I think at that time it was Cable and Wireless. So that's where I'm at right now. And I am a mother of 2 beautiful boys. And I heard your ad, one with autism. So we go talk.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to talk in more ways than one, because next month is Autism Awareness Month, and I'd love to have you on. All right. So, but we'll save that for another conversation. All right.
Yes.
I look forward to meeting your son. You know, autism has a special place in my heart in terms of just trying to help those that it affects. But Cindy, the title of your book is When Life Stood in Silence. And I want you to explain the title. Why that title?
Well, Mr. Hall, it's funny though, that wasn't the actual title that I wanted for the book. Actually, I think it was Outcries or something like that. But as I started to go, I was completing my manuscript and I started to go through my writings and go back at things. I'm going like, wait a minute, this is not a proper name. And then the name just, I was looking at my own situations and my feelings and my attitude towards life and everything that was happening to me. And I realized everything became oblivious. I was disconnected. So I could not move forward or backward. I'm going like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just existing and not living. And, I felt like my voice was not heard from deep within me. So as I reflected, I came up with that name and it stuck When Life Stood in Silence, because that's exactly what it reflected, silence in my life.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. It reflected that moment when the mute button was hit. Oh, boy. All right. So the overall theme of the book, though, I'm curious. What's that looking like for the
Well,
audience, for those who will purchase this book? What can they expect by way of a theme?
well, it is an autobiography in poetry, while the overall theme is about grief and loss, right? It has a little bit of everything. It speaks about love, romance. It speaks about faith, discrimination, mental illness, abuse, nature, disabilities, body shaming, aging gracefully, and so much more.
Oh, wow. Pretty diverse. Pretty diverse.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What was your inspiration then for writing something so deep? What drove this project?
Well, I I faced a lot of challenges and adversities in my lifetime, and I've been, one of my greatest joys is being a mother to my children. Okay, I have two beautiful sons, like I said before, and now I have a wonderful daughter-in-law, which I love like my own. Okay, so a few years back, in 2015, I gave birth to a baby girl. That was my dream, to always have a daughter, and she was like an answered prayer, but she was born with a rare form of dwarfism, a genetic disorder. And sadly, within 2 months after she was born, she passed away. So that turned my world upside down. I went through every possible emotion in the book you could think of. And her death sent me rock bottom. So I had always been writing before. So writing, I went back to my writing as a way of coping. Okay, so in essence, my life depended on that writing because I was just using it as therapy. So I would have called it therapy for me because it tamed all those disquieting thoughts that I had in my mind at that time.
Wow. So, such a great way to cope. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking with Cindy Placide, and her book is entitled When Life Stood in Silence. She's sharing with us the information. Cindy, I really appreciate you sending me a copy of the book, and I browsed through it as quickly as I can. In your poem entitled Immigrant's Woe, in verse 3, you wrote, "In need of assistance from the system, yet I'm classified, not one of them. With the aura of foreign waters, words are threats and ruffled feathers. Please tell us, what was that moment like that led to this kind of creativity? What drove this?"
Well, as as an immigrant, at the time that I wrote that poem, there was a lot of buzz about immigration, like people were being stopped on the buses and whatever. And so, as we come from the Caribbean, we know what the life is, how difficult it is for us to get by. Some of us, some of us come from our respective homelands and we have a goal. We're looking for that American dream in order to better ourselves and to help our families. And, I had heard of so many people and their different stories and whatever. And I thought about my own situation, and sometimes it's not, we come with a vision, but when we get here, it's not what we think it is, it is way different. So, we make major sacrifices and whatnot. So while I was on my way to Loganville, it came to my mind and I just started writing. I thought about all the discriminations, everything, other hardships that all our people go through, not only Caribbean people, but everybody who migrate to the America. And so I came up with that poem, and the words just kept flowing and it never stopped. So that's what was inspired
I'm
me.
going to repeat it for the audience. Yet I'm classified. It's called Immigrants' Woe. And a lot of us listening to the Wayne Hall Show can relate in one way or another to an immigrant's woe. And in verse 3, she wrote, in need of assistance from the system, yet I'm classified, not one of them. With the aura of foreign waters, words are threats and ruffles feathers. Man, that's powerful. Makes you want to read the rest, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
so
Makes you
let
want
me
to
add
read the rest.
let me add on to that, right? So, it was just today, yeah, a couple of days ago that reality hit me again. I'm going like I was in the bus and I was minding my own business, and somebody said, "Sit your something down." I'm like, "Why are you talking to me?" And then he said, "You people come from your country, and then you all want to invade in our country." And these are the kind of discriminations that I face, a lot, and I know a lot of people can testify to that. So they don't
Disc-
classify us as one of them.
Discrimination is real. It's real. It's real. Pat Beckles says, good night to you. Maxine Lyons says, your story is so relatable. And she also says, great book. Poets have deep imagination, and we cannot control putting our thoughts on paper. All right, Cindy, you told us your book is centered on loss and grief. During the pandemic, many people lost loved ones all over, and countless are grieving. First, which one of your poem depicts you at your lowest point, you would say? I got the book. Tell me which one I should scroll to.
Okay, so
And there's a part B to the question. Hold that thought. How was
okay.
that for you? And what advice would you give to the numbers of listeners all over the world right now that know someone or those who are actually having a difficult time with this loss during COVID?
Yes. Well,
So,
first, just want to extend my heartfelt condolences to everyone who has lost someone during the pandemic, and even, not even during the pandemic. Death is never easy. So my heart goes out to everyone facing loss. My lowest point after my daughter's death was a year after, on the anniversary of her death. I was, trying to cope, and seeing little girls running around, and I know I lost my daughter. I was hurting. I wanted her, and I had so many breakdowns from at that moment. So when that day came, I could not take it. I had a breakdown. So I wrote my poem entitled "Drowning." That's the name of the poem. It's entitled "Drowning," and that
okay.
was
Drowning?
what yes, what I
Oh,
was feeling
wow.
at the moment. Yes. So I can tell you one or two. Just one. The first verse, he said, I'm drowning in a sea of crippling pain. Strength my heart can't regain. Grief brings me to my knees. Feel helpless like fallen trees. So that's how I felt. And so
Wow.
that was the lowest point.
And when trees fall, they fall hard.
Yes.
Cindy, tell us,
Yes.
tell us, Cindy, about where we can find this book. I know we have a lot of curious listeners right now.
Well, the book is found on Amazon. It's found on Amazon.com, xlibre.com, which is my publisher. I also have it on my website, risetoprosperity.com. You can follow it on Walmart.com, Barnes and Noble, anywhere they sell books online, you can find my book.
Who is your publisher?
xlibre.com.
Ex Libre. All right. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, meet Cindy Placide, author, telling us about her uh, book of poetry. What other tidbits can we get your book that will be of interest to the general audience?
Well, that was a very traumatic experience for me with that, drowning, whatever.
Someone just wrote where they can find you. Ask where they can find your book. All right.
Amen.
I hope, Marthas, Alfred, if you didn't hear, it's on Amazon.com, Ex Libre. Tell us again. Someone just literally just asked how they could get your book.
Yes. So one of the questions that you asked and I didn't answer that. I found therapy in writing. The advice I give to people who
Mm-hmm.
are grieving, I found my therapy in writing. To help me cope with my grief. But so many people, that's we can help ourselves rise up from that grief. Try to get busy. I would encourage people to get busy, get active. Find a solid support system for them to be able to, for people with like problems to be able to help them cope. Find a positive way to be able to help you transition from that grief into something positive. And with time, you'll be able to better cope.
Great, great. It's on Amazon.com. And
Yes.
tell us again.
Amazon.com, Xlibre.com, Barnes and Noble, Walmart, and my website, rise2prosperity.com.
Rise to Prosperity, from life silence to prosperity. The Cindy Placide story. All right.
Yes. So the other tidbits that we can find from that book, that
Yeah.
I poem 1 to 118, I talk about love, romance, and a crush. Poem number 5 and 29, I shed light on raising a child with a disability. Poem number 37, I talk about the beauty of aging gracefully. 40, you can talk about determination to rise from all the struggles, and 27 talks about anxiety and mental illness. So
I
there's
tell you
some.
what, I applaud your strength and your choice to express and to seek and to cope by way of writing, because a lot of us live in a nutshell with our issues. We really don't know. um, we're having this subtle kind of implosion taking place inside us, and we don't have outlets. And trust is such a key part of being able to have outlets, because if I don't trust you, Cindy, I'm not going to share my most deepest struggle with you. I don't want to hear it back. I don't want you to throw it back in my face. And a lot of us are struggling right now in this post COVID life with issues that, writing is such a great way, keeping a diary, or just simply putting it down on paper, reading it back to yourself. Believe me, it's such a great way. So, you had other options. You could have been more desperate. You could have chosen depression, but you picked your pencil and pen up and you wrote when life stood in silence, and now it's going to help to uplift and motivate. Tell us how it feels to have published your first book.
Well, it was exhilarating.
Yes?
It was really exhilarating. I'm finally a published author.
Yay!
It was really a great accomplishment. Really a
Uh-huh.
great, yeah. So
Very good. What advice would you give there? I can tell you right now, everybody listening to this sentence can say it's true unless you're in denial. I'm going to tell you like it is, my audience. You all have a story. I have a story, whether it's in form of poetry or just a regular story, regular book. We all have a story. And so, you know, so often I hear, I want to write a book. I should write a book. I go through so much in my life. I should write a book. My partner put me through so much. I should write a book. My children put me so much. I should write a book. The job put me through so much. I should write a book. All the above put me through so much. I should write a book. But we never publish. What advice can you give to those who know they have that book in them, but they're not writing, they're not published? I put a
well,
big responsibility on your shoulders right now.
yes, I would tell them, go for it.
Go for it.
Go
Three
for it.
words. Go for it.
Go
Look what
for
a
it.
long question I ask, and you answer it in 3 words.
Go for
Go
it.
for it. All right. Go get it. Go get it. Um, One viewer says, Maxine, you and your viewer title, Um, yes, to see your name in print is very exciting. Yeah, yeah. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're enjoying this conversation as much as I am. I want to know what you think, in terms of what you are trying to share with an audience. What's your biggest takeaway from the book? I don't want people to get the whole book, but what's your biggest takeaway, and what do you hope to achieve with every person who reads your book?
Well, um, the biggest thing I want them to take from the book is that we go through, all of us go through some kind of loss one way or the other, and loss is not about just losing someone in death. You could lose property, you could lose a mate, you understand. All of these things can bring us grief. It is loss. So no matter how difficult it is, don't let yourself be overpowered by the grief. Find a positive way to deal with the grief. And if that isn't working and the sorrow is so deep, get some help, get some therapy. So my hope is not all about me. Writing and telling my story is not about me. My hope is that every reader who reads this book, read my experience, they can be empowered to have a positive change in their lives. I want to be a strong force, a strong change, in assisting the emotionally distressed to find their own way, and to be a source of comfort and strength to know that they are not alone. Because there are many of us who have so many burdens we carry. So, and if I can help just one person on their way to recovery, that will be a great accomplishment.
So you want listeners to appreciate the therapeutic nature of your poetry.
Yes.
All right. I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make our book a bestseller tonight. Waiting All Nation, let's go and get this book. And I don't care if we just get the Kindle edition or if you just rent it, but let's go read some of what Cindy has been inspired to share with us. Cindy, what's next for you?
Well, what's next for me? That's a big question here, Mr. Hall.
Are there any more books, any more projects in the works?
Yes.
I mean, I know next month you're going to come talk about autism and your great relationship with your wonderful son, but that's not what I'm asking about. What other projects you have in the works? Any more books?
Well, my plan is to continue writing. In fact, I have something in publication right now, and I also have 2 other books, one that is completed and 2 others on the way. So I am working hard, to get stories out there, and I have a new show coming out called Poetry and Perspective with Placide on Instagram, where I'm going to invite, Caribbean writers and Caribbean poets to come and show their work, talk about their work, give a little tidbit so that, have a little promotion and whatnot. I'm not going to give you competition, no, because I can't.
Cindy, this pizza has so many slices. Feel free to take one.
I'm just messing this.
I know. Yeah.
So, I also have a video coming on next week about grief, and, it's very powerful. So it's gonna be on my YouTube channel. So the audience could look out for that.
So when you're not writing or putting words on paper or reading something, or what do you do to help balance this focus on grief and other things in your life?
Oh, I have a bustling 13-year-old son.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, I love to run. I love to work out. You understand?
Okay.
So I also do a lot of different things, So that keeps me. No matter of fact, I was an athlete before, Mr. Hall. I was an athlete. Yes.
What event?
I used to run the long distance 800 meters, and I used to do the 10K.
What? Stamina lady. Cindy Placide, ladies and gentlemen, visiting us on the Wayne Hall Show this evening, talking about her book, When Life Stood in Silence. There is the book right next to Cindy, and please do support her. Great project. I love when we can take our down moments and make them up moments for those around us. Cindy, thanks for talking to us. Appreciate you, and all the best with your future projects and your book, When Life Stood in Silence.
Thank you for having me on the show, Mr. Hall. It was such a pleasure to be in your audience and everyone else.
No problem. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Introducing the sensational wordsmith, Maxine Lyons, aka Max Poet, reggae artist and poet, with tracks like Survival at the Toughest. Sex and a Secret.
Remember when sex was free? Now you have to pay a fee.
Hot Flash.
If you're 50 and over, when we need not flash.
Foreigner the boat. New York, New York. And her latest track that's heating up the airwaves, You See Me Glory. Get your copies on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon, and YouTube. Follow her on all her social media platforms. Contact info Maxine Lyons, aka Max Poet, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp.
So listen up, if you're planning an event and in need of table and chair rentals, then you have to check out Maxine's Party Rentals. Now serving the entire Atlanta metro area and more. Tables, banquet chairs, throne chairs, tents, tablecloth, and chair covers. We have package deals for graduations, weddings, and all party occasions. You can call Maxine right now and get rates at 470-746-4322 or 678-308-1933. Email maxinespartyrentals.com or follow her on IG at Maxine's Party Rentals or Facebook at Maxine's Party Rentals. Delivery and pickup is also available.
You know, whenever I listen to Maxine Lyons' commercial about her music and that part about remember when sex was free, Maxine, you're going to have to come on the Wayne Hall Show and tell us exactly when sex was free. All right? Okay. That's all I got to say right there.
The following is a message for parents of children with autism. Are you frustrated, in need of information and skills on which to improve your parenting skills? The following is a message for parents of children with autism. Are you frustrated, in need of information and skills on which to improve your parenting skills for your autistic child? Well, here's where to go. Visit www.autismparentsupport.com and sign up today for a free consultation on how you can receive best practice guidance on raising an autistic child with presenter Wayne Hall, MA in Special Education. Maybe you just received news of a recent diagnosis. Maybe you are just not clear on some basic information. Where can you go? Who should you talk to? Maybe you know someone who could use this training. Visit www.autismparentsupport.com and get the answers from someone with the experience and expertise you need. All inquiries will receive a response within 48 hours. Visit autismparentsupport.com and put your mind to rest.
I'm Dead, Now What? I'm Dead, Now What is a must-read that chronicles the experience of laying a loved one to rest in Jamaica. I'm Dead, Now What is a true life experience of the ups and downs of coordinating a funeral. It tells of the drama, the stress, money worries, and all the unexpected that rises when a person dies. I'm Dead, Now What is a great combination of storytelling and advice. It is humorous, witty, and helpful. Get your copy of I'm Dead, Now What today at Amazon.com, CreateSpace.com, and www.IamDeadNowWhat.com. Join the author, Wayne Hall, as he navigates the inevitable aspect of life. I'm Dead, Now What is also available on Kindle and in French.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, listening to the Wayne Hall Show, want to shout out Rolling John and say big welcome to Nicole Sidon, and I know I saw Alfred and Andrea Brown McNeish. Good evening and welcome to this side of the Wayne Hall Show. All right, my pleasure to have you. We're standing by to speak with Mr. Patterson of the Jamaica, the UIC party down there in Jamaica. We're standing by to talk to him. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll hear what he has to say after this.
She bring out the lion in me. Yeah. Bring out the lion in me. As she dance across the floor, she turn and smile at me. I couldn't ask for more. Standing ovation, she deserve an encore. Damn, she's beautiful. She make a lion. She bring out the lion in me. She bring out the love in me. And anytime we touch, me want me want some more. She brings out the lion in me. She brings out the love in me. And every time we make love, me want some more. Once in a lifetime, you find this kind of love, pure and deep. It touches your soul.
Want to remind you about this event tomorrow night and Friday night here in Atlanta. Hampton Inn and Suites, Atlanta, Marietta, 2136 Kingston Court. Up there in Marietta, the Prophet, Dr. Ini Akpan, will be in town. He's traveling in tonight right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, save the date. Go see him in person, all right?
Anytime we touch, me want some more. She brings out the lion in me. She brings out the love in me. And every time we make love, me want some more. The love in me, and anytime we touch, me want some more. She brings out the lion in me. She brings out the love in me, and every time we make love, me want some more. She brings out the lion in me. She brings out the love in me, and every time we make love. She brings out the light in me. She brings out the love in me. And every time we make love, me want some more. She brings out the light in me. She brings out the love in me. Me want some more.
That's right. Good at time as any to remind you, you can catch the Wayne Hall Show on Clark TV Network. Shout out to them. IslandWorldwide.com, The Power of Music. Hype FM, The Right FM, Frankie Lex, Lady Tamaya, their crew, and Energy Radio 1, Fenton, Troy, and the gang. And ladies and gentlemen, please download the app to the Wayne Hall Show, because on the app, you can listen to shows from these platforms too. All right? The Wayne Hall Show streams 24/7, and you can catch streaming from Energy One Radio, streaming from Island Worldwide. All right? And Viscosity Blend with Rupi the Blender. You know, catch him on Tuesdays and Sundays on the Wayne Hall Network. So be sure to download the app. You're missing out on a lot if you've not downloaded the Wayne Hall Show app. And just listen to us 24/7. Reggae Vibes Radio. You have YouTubesradio.com, Yardflow TV. Shout out to everyone watching right now on Yardflow TV. And don't forget, tomorrow night, encore presentation of the show with Imar Shepherd. He shall not want. The interview will be rerun on Fresh FM Radio tomorrow evening, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10:30 p.m. UK time. And Viscosity Blend wraps it up. So all those platforms, I'm just blessed to be on. Plus, I want to say big shout out to everyone on the live on Facebook, everyone watching on YouTube, and everyone watching on the WayneHallShow.com. Oh my goodness, when did this happen? But God, right? Yeah. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. More music as we await our next guest on the Wayne Hall Show.
For all the lovely ladies in the world, this one is special for you. Ladies.
A few stolen moments is all that we share. You've got your family and they need you there. Though I've tried to resist being last on your list, but there's no other girl is gonna do. So I'm saving all my love. Yes, I'm saving all my love for you. It's not very easy living all alone. My friends try and tell me find a girl of my own, but each time I try, I just break down and cry, 'cause I'd rather be home feeling blue. So I'm saving all my love, yes, I'm saving all my love for you. Saving it just for you, lady. All my love.
Thank you, Pat. Appreciate it. I see you dancing, Andrea.
You used to tell me we'd run away together. Love give you the right to be free. You said be patient, just wait a little longer. But that's just an old fantasy. I've got to get ready, just a few minutes more. Gonna get that old feeling when you walk through the door. 'Cause tonight is the night for feeling alright. We'll be making love the whole night through. So I'm saving all my love, yes, I'm saving all my love for you. No other man gonna love you more than I do. 'Cause tonight is the night.
King Banton.
Feeling alright. We'll be making love the whole
King
night.
Banton, saving all my love for you.
Yes, I'm
Big up to Master Bling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Mr. Rollin John in the feed. How about this from Daniel John?
I got work in the morning. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on 3 a.m. and 3 a.m. We just getting on the morning. Find another job. Left the cups on the table. Do the same thing. You were bringing all the oil. I'm feeling all the noise. Waiting on you. Put the blame on you. Do what you gotta do. What you gotta do. This type of life, baby. You ain't gotta choose. Think about it, what you gotta do. I just know that I'm coming over soon. Got me out through the late night. Music playing, it's a late night. We just chillin', always laying on the same side of the bed. Show me she love me. I just push it to the back of my head. Easy playing. It's so much better when we stay better. Now baby, I don't love, but it doesn't mean we can't. But if you say you want me, I'm on the way, baby. Just tell me when. And that you want me, love. We just always laying on the same side of the bed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, welcome. Welcome back to this side. Love that video. Yep, right there from none other than the man himself, Daniel John. Check out his music. Great music, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Okay, so looks like we have, with the change, we sprung forward in Atlanta and they didn't in Jamaica. So we're trying to get a hold of Mr. Patterson to see if he can join us this evening. If not, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? We got enough music to play and lots of other tidbits to share. Don't forget, next month is Autism Awareness Month, and we're still in International Women's Month, all right? And I'm telling you, we get so used to our devices and our little bit of technology that right now my cell phone has never done this. It's not responding to any button I press. All right, so I can't communicate right now. So, Mr. Master Bling, if you're hearing me, yes, I get it. 8 your time, 9 Atlanta time. Well, sorry about that mix up, my brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got some more new music right here to play. Okay? Yes. And I want to shout out everyone who has shared the feed and, know that we're here every Wednesday. Okay? Every Wednesday from 8 until 10 p.m.
Baby, babes, I really love you. I mean it, I really, really do. I really, really, yeah. I really, baby, babes, I love you more than words can say, and you always on my mind, every minute, every day, all the time. I wanna show you how I care for you in so many ways, and I wanna take you places, baby, you never been before. You're so special, you designed for me. I love you, I love you, I love you. Girl, you're the only one for me, baby, and I'm keeping it real. Baby, babes, I love you more than words can say, and you always on my mind, every minute, every day, all the time. I wanna show you how I care for you in so many ways, and I wanna take you places, baby, you never been before. You're so special, you designed for me. I love you, I love you, I love you. You're the only one for me, baby, and I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real, baby. I'm keeping it, oh. I'm keeping it real. You're the only one for me, baby, and I'm keeping it real.
The sound of Richie Faith. Richie says, baby.
I'm keeping it real, baby. Whoa, whoa. baby, baby.
You are listening to The Wayne Hall Show, where information meets music.
For a girl like you, that is so nice. The pain inside makes my soul cry. But I saw true love in those eyes. I went left, I turned right. You're my love at first sight. I was confused and so blind till I stepped right into a gold mine. Your loving full of flavor, sweet divine nature, a real life savior. Keep me from danger. Your loving full of flavor, sweet divine nature, a real life savior. Keep me from danger. This a angel not far from sky. Always close, never far from eye. Her vibes and style make me laugh and smile. She's my light through the darkest times. Give me a peaceful mood at night. My rhythm and blues, my groove and spice. Loyal queen, she no loose and hype. Who carry news, please move and vibe. Full of flavor, sweet divine nature, a real life savior. Keep me from danger. Your loving full of flavor, sweet divine nature, a real life savior. Keep me from danger. Been searching my whole life for a girl like you that is so nice. The pain inside make my soul rise. Clearly, the variant presenter.
We are standing by to talk with the president and founder of the UIC party in Jamaica. We got some news early in the week, and he's here to help us understand the context within which to interpret. So, ladies and gentlemen, stand by right after this, Mr. Patterson.
Tonight is the night. Gypsy, you know that you got me, and no one else, right where you want me. So love me tonight. And I want your love so badly.
That's right, presenter clearly 2 in a row alongside the Vare music with this one. We're gonna get back to presenter. We also have music coming up from our songbird China Nicole Supernatural later on here on the Wayne All Show. So don't go anywhere. It is gonna be great music after an excellent conversation because, like you, I am waiting with bated breath to hear exactly what's going on with the UIC. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go on over to Mr. Joseph Patterson on Zoom and find out. He's gonna bring us up to date, not just on stuff we heard, but also what's in the works with the UIC. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Joseph Patterson. Mr. Patterson, how are you? Let's see you. Are you there? Or did you step away? He might have stepped away briefly. We'll get back with him.
You know me so well now, so love me tonight. And I want your...
All right, here he is. Mr. Patterson, good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Very good. Very good. All right. How are you?
A little bit tired and exhausted. It's been quite the last couple of weeks.
I can imagine. Man. Wow.
Whatever you do, don't try to build a political party in Jamaica.
I'm going to take that from you. See, I think it would be easier to join one than build one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I totally applaud you.
Absolutely.
And that's why in our initial conversation, I said, man, I wonder if you realize, but I knew it's a book, it's a story, it's a movie, it's all in the
Absolutely.
making, and you're living it real time, which is great. But like you say, you can be tired and frustrated, and I just feel
Absolutely.
like though we all are put in a spot in time for a reason,
Yeah.
and the blessing you have is you may just have found your reason, and so you will always find a reason to support your reason. And that's why you're here tonight, because you need to
Absolutely.
help us understand what's going on, and clarify and help us interpret and understand what's happening. Um,
Mhm.
for those who might not know, let's start with a quick overview of your party and what you're trying to achieve there in Jamaica.
Sure. So the UIC is unlike any other political party in Jamaica in that we have a mandate to create a non-partisan constitutional republic, which is far different from the parliamentary monarchical system that we have here. So we're about completely removing Jamaica from the colonial past and giving Jamaica a true republic that will protect the sovereignty of every Jamaican and provide them with the space, the skills, the structures, the empowerment that Jamaicans need to achieve their full potential. And so the UIC has embarked on this journey. It reflects a vision that was developed over the last 10 years with me and my wife and a number of other persons who have come and gone and who are here today and we've built to this point. So it's an amazing journey. And little by little, we have drawn the attention of the Jamaican people and have won the support of persons here at home and abroad.
And the UIC stands for what? United Independent Congress?
Yeah, United Independence Congress, meaning bringing together independent thinkers to unite in forming a Congress instead of a party. As you know, we're a party because the system as it is says you need to be a party if you're going to contest elections and form the government as such. But we're a Congress. We come together as independent thinkers working towards some key objectives. Our solid mission or vision, rather, is to create a Jamaica that brings out the best in all its people. And our mission is to create a non-partisan constitutional republic that protects the life, liberty, and property rights of all Jamaicans equally. And our values are surrounding equal opportunity, equal rights, and equal justice for all.
That's right. Well, we're streaming live right now on 8 online platforms: YouTube,
Mm,
Facebook, and thewayneallshow.com. And
yeah,
so the message tonight, well, we spoke, you laid out your plans, it was great, but something has happened. Something has happened, and you're here tonight to help us understand what has happened and also share some of what's going on, what's on the agenda in the short and medium term for
yeah.
your party.
So recently we had, you would have seen on social media, YouTube stories of a bit of a conflict inside the political movement called the UIC. Now, it is normal. In fact, I expected it. I didn't know when this would happen or how it would happen. But it is normal that as we become more and more successful, we're going to undergo various attacks from the outside and from the inside of the movement. So the latest one was on the inside of the movement, where we had what I described as a coup attempt, where a number of persons attempted to character assassinate me in order to eliminate me from the movement that I've worked so hard to create. Now, there are confluence of issues that would bring this about. You have persons who were upset because of my leadership style. I'm very demanding. I require of people that if you have a position, you actually perform in it. And so every time we do a project, we have an assessment of that project. We look at what went right, what went wrong, and who was responsible for either. And of course, some persons who were a part of the coup oftentimes find themselves on the what went wrong column. And that, of course, over time breeds a bit of discontent. Some of those persons were voted off the board in at different points during the course of our history and may have harbored, negative sentiments because they were voted off for not performing at the level that was expected. Others were taken out of temporary positions they were assigned to because they were only acting, and later on we adjusted based on performance and so on, so they might not be happy. Others were losing power. For example, one of the persons had a lot of power early when we were small, and as we grew bigger now, and you can divvy up the work among people, then you have proper checks and balances, and you have separation of powers. So persons begin to feel vulnerable and feel as though they're being emasculated, and so that may have spurred some actions. Then there are others now who seem to be more of a plant per se. So their actions were covert and focused on building information to lead a particular agenda. One of those agenda was the treasurer stating a long list of things that he saw as a problem. And my question to him in the public, because he never brought these things to the board, they were never brought to the board. So the board didn't know that the treasurer felt that there were these problems, and he didn't bring them to me. So I didn't know that the treasurer thought that there were these lists of problems, but he brought them to the public and said there are these lists of problems in an attempt to undermine my credibility. Things, for example, one of them is that well, all of our bank accounts except one are personal bank accounts. As you know, the commercial banks have not given us an account after 10 years of trying. NCB has declined us, Scotiabank has declined us, JMMB has declined us, Jamaica National has declined us, and so on. We have one credit union bank account with a small bank called the PC Bank, but they're so small that they're inconsequential. You have to walk in physically to do a transaction. They still use the old passbook. So, that's not really going to work for most people to do anything. So we use PayPal, which, people send money to us from overseas through PayPal. That's in my wife's name. She donated the account to the organization because they did not have a bank account. So we have used that over the years. Another account, a Scotia bank account, is in my name because we can't get a bank account. And again, my wife donated one of my accounts, so we no longer use it for my personal transaction. It's given over to the organization. Now, the entire board knows about this and approves this, so that is no surprise to anybody. And we have also publicly shared this information before. But when you're in a friction like we are now, when people hear it for the first time in some cases and the way it is said, it causes aspersions and create the impression that there's impropriety. And the treasurer made a point of so presenting it. And so I had to ask him, brought any of these concerns to the board? The answer is no. He couldn't answer it on Unstoppable TV. Have you brought any of these concerns to me? No. In fact, the treasurer, in being in office for almost, let's say 8 months, during the 8 months period, the treasurer has not once sat down with me to discuss the finances of the organization. I have to be pushing to say, produce financials. I have to be pushing to try to get a meeting with the treasurer. But it seemed as if he was busy building a dossier of concerns, but not sharing them with me or openly with the board. I don't know if he did it privately, but not openly. And as you know that that's not the way a treasurer functions. You have to be in consultation with the president, and you also have to bring matters to the board if you have concerns. You don't bring them to the public. But the goal was to discredit me, and unfortunately for me, and unfortunately for him, the Jamaican people were a lot more smarter than that. So both Jamaicans in the diaspora and locally have demonstrated tremendous support for me, which overwhelmed their attempts to discredit me and push me out of the movement. So the plot has failed, and Joseph Patterson and the UIC continues to stand even stronger than we were before.
I really appreciate you bringing that to the audience's knowledge this evening. Again, you're being heard all over the diaspora. We are keeping a close eye on this historic movement in Jamaica, and it's sad that I'm gonna say that I'm not surprised, Mr. Patterson,
Me
and
neither. I'm not.
I guess you're not either. And you might just change the alert level of alert that you work
Absolutely.
under or function under. But and it probably won't be the last, because if
No.
you cannot get a bank account, then it's gonna be so easy for somebody to take money and come sit there like they're genuine and be playing a role. So, you know,
Mhm. Yes,
it's one of those.
absolutely.
It's gonna be one of those chapters of this journey for you. And
Yeah.
not that I want to get too much of a personal feedback to this move to what's
Mhm.
happening, but it sounds like one of the issues, that very issues that you're trying to tackle in terms of accountability and transparency.
Mhm.
And here goes your own treasurer trying to do you in, huh?
Yeah, the good thing though is that the treasurer and others, because it's not just the treasurer, he was probably a key ringleader.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole thing proved the resilience of the UIC, because very quickly we're able to prove that all of these things were unfounded. Now, of course, because of the way people talk and innuendos and dropping of words, it does create concerns. But I have the overwhelming support of the candidates, the overwhelming support of members, overwhelming support of just supporters looking on, because they know and they can see that we're a very credible organization. They know the fight we've gone through. We have gone through 10 months of battle with the Electoral Commission of Jamaica when they tried to prevent us from becoming a party. We have battled with the banks. We have been very transparent from day one to let people know exactly what was going on with our bank accounts. So even if you go on our website and you go there, you see a disclaimer that tells you and send money, but please note, here's why it is this way. So this has been there. So we have covered our bases. The treasurer was a bit careless in his approach. He tried to take me down, but he was careless. If he had paid attention, he would have seen that it can't work. For example, why didn't you bring these issues to the board? That's very basic. Let's get that into the minutes of the meeting to show that you as treasurer, being a CPA, because he's a CPA, being a CPA, you as treasurer have gone into the books, you have looked at stuff, and you have brought issues to the board and say, here are the issues. And then the board now would respond. Let's say there's a problem, they'll launch an investigation, and that would have been recorded and everything is there. And you'd say, okay, Mr. Patterson was culpable or not, and so on. But since he did none of that, he has no case. You can't be treasurer and not bring these matters to the board. You can't be treasurer and not bring, for example, he has never done a budget. All the budgets that are done for any of the activities were done by me because he was negligent in his duties. So I have had to always be pitching in. My wife and I, we are the backbone of this organization. No matter what is done, when the last man standing at any event to make sure it's done properly is me and Mrs. Patterson. We do the executive work and the work at the bottom, anything that you say. So we're not afraid to roll up our sleeves and get in the gutter and sweep it if necessary. That's the kind of leadership we have provided, and so it's uncontested. Nobody can test my leadership because of the way I've led this organization. I am strong, I am detail oriented, and I'm not afraid to do anything at all to make the organization work as long as it's legal and it's moral and ethical.
I'm sure that a movement like this, because of its uniqueness and the historical context within which it falls, is eager to find good people, is eager to find the right qualified candidates to hold important positions.
Yeah.
Is there a recruiting process? If I wanted to be a member of the UIC, if I said, Mr. Patterson, I love your movement, I see what's going on, how do I become a member? Is there like a background look at me? And what's that process like? Because as someone
Absolutely.
said, it looks like you got infiltrated. That's from a viewer saying, I think his party was infiltrated, but I've been following him and it appears to be open and accountable. So,
Yeah, man, it's we're always going to be susceptible to infiltration because you cannot tell a person's moral gravity even if they have good credentials on paper. Many persons have passed through this organization who are highly educated, very respectable on paper, but in terms of their ability to actually perform or their willingness I'll give you an example. One of the persons who sought to undermine me is a young lady who was previously a VP. responsibility for finance herself. She was responsible for the finances herself. So when she criticizes it, in fact, she didn't. On one of the programs, she tried to go at length to say, no, you can't touch Joseph when it comes on to the finances of the organization because he's very meticulous on this. She said that on the Wayne Lonesome show. But that young lady, what I noticed with her, when she was on the board, she was less active than she is now in trying to tear me down. Like, so she worked very hard now, but on the board, you'd have to be pushing to get things done. So it's not that she wasn't competent and capable. While on the board, she wasn't demonstrating the competences and capabilities you want to see. But off the board, I have noticed her and others have been very meticulous and very, powerful in trying to undermine me and by extension the organization. So a person can come with good credentials, you see, but it doesn't mean, Mr. Hall, that they will perform at the level expected. So also jealousy, a person can come in and they say, boy, me look for Mr. Patterson after him the brighter than me. How come him to build this stuff? Guys, yeah, we can do it, because what happens when you get comfortable with a person, they say, what they say now, see me and live with me are two different things, right?
Yes.
And familiarity breeds contempt.
Right.
So sometimes you might, you get to know it. And you say, but we used to think him as some big messiah. I come down, our ordinary little boy and stuff, And so you think, no, maybe I can be president. And by the way, nothing is wrong with a person aspiring to be president. The problem is, instead of aspiring to be president, aspire to do the mission. It's the mission that drove me, right? It's the mission that drove me to do what I did. And in the process, I am the president, I am the founder, but it's not to be president or founder that drove me. It's the mission. And if you let mission drive you, then in due course, you'll find yourself in the right position, whatever that is, because I'm not going to be president forever. But when you try to force the issue, that's where you might get into some problem, and you might end up losing more than you bargained for if you just bide your time, do the work, focus on the mission, and let it come to you.
Respect the vision too. You had a vision.
Respect, of course.
Respect your vision. I mean, I don't care if I think I'm smarter than you. I mean, if I join your movement, I have to respect your vision. And if I'm not committed to that, then I should go about my business. But such is the nature of life. I would like for you to share with us. Nicole says open and honest answers, very transparent about the growing pains of the UIC. Okay. All right. Now, just share with us some of the things that's going on in terms of the movement and working your way towards even greater recognition.
Sure. So first of all, let me answer a part of the question you asked earlier, which was how do we recruit? So the process we follow is it's very simple. We have a recruitment director who, when candidates or applicants go on our website and sign up, say that they'd like to be a candidate, for example, give us their name, address, and some other vital statistics, then this person would contact them, help them to go through a series of steps, including watching some key videos to understand their philosophy and so on, taking a basic test, and then he passes them on to the the parish manager, who then interviews them with another person. And if the interview was successful, they then recommend them to the VP. The VP for the county, because we have 3 VPs. If your parish falls in the county, the VP then reviews the package and say whether they approve or not. If the VP doesn't approve with the recommendation of the parish manager, it comes to me for a secondary review. If I review it and find that it appears to be okay, then I will question the VP and question the parish manager and possibly even interview the candidate just to satisfy myself. Other than that, it would have stopped at the VP level and it would be approved and the person then is placed in the respective division or constituency that they're going to run in. So, we look at their police record, look at the background check, what we hear about legal issues, check their Facebook pages, check their former employment and stuff like that. It's not perfect, but it's what we could afford to do at this point. We're going to step it up a little bit more, even now. In terms of where we go from here, right now we have been going from constituency to constituency to to do workshops or seminars or just meet and greets with our candidates in different areas. We have a big program that we launched for March 22nd. You remember I was arrested on September 22nd. So March 22nd will be the 6 months anniversary of my arrest for standing up for the rights and freedoms of the Jamaican people. So on March 22nd, we're going to take to the streets again, but this time in a different way. We're doing what we call a One Jamaica Walk, where we're encouraging people to look at creating a unified Jamaica, so unity, liberty, and living healthy. You might recall that those three things came on a significant attack over the last 2 years. We were being pushed to be divided into those who are injected versus those who are not injected. Historically, we've been divided into one party or the other. Even classism has been a form of division in Jamaica. So the UIC wants to impress upon the Jamaican people to come together. Let's get rid of the class barriers. Let's get rid of the partisan barriers. And of course, let us not embrace the injection barriers that they're trying to implement. So unity. Then there's liberty. We want to encourage the Jamaican people to realize the importance of protecting our personal sovereignty. So protecting individual liberty, human rights and freedoms, and making sure that never again we allow a government or a system to bring those fundamental rights under attack. So freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of choice. Let's protect that. And finally, during the last 2 years, our health was challenged. We realized that we weren't maintaining our immune system as good as we should. We realized we may not have understood how important it is to eat right and exercise and take care of this God-given body of ours. So we want to encourage Jamaicans to return to our roots, understand our herbs again, understand how to eat properly, how to live properly. And one part of that is just getting a 1 hour walk every day, if possible. So we call it the 30-day, 30K steps challenge. So for 30 days, we'll be walking. We'll be walking for 30 days, 1,000 steps a day minimum to get you to 30,000 steps for the month. And we believe if you do this for 4 weeks, you're forming a habit. So we're going to have a marching band and all that kind of stuff. And we'll be going from Kingston Parade to some key points in the city of Kingston and across the country.
Wow. Great, 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 great. I tell you what, share with us how we those who would like to donate to this movement, how they can do so. I'm pretty sure some of our members of our audience might want to donate. And
it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned donate. During this whole internal issue that we had, and you saw it being played out on social media, would you believe that our donations doubled?
Doubled?
Yes. People
wow.
said, people wrote and said that, listen, we're going to double the donation to support Mr. Patterson, the UIC, because they're trying to push out the man. So while they meant it for evil, it turned out for good. Now watch this carefully. My name is Joseph. You know how powerful that name is in the Bible? Mm-hmm. The name Joseph. Yes. So Joseph was a little fellow, and I learned this in Sunday school when I was like a boy. And my teacher said to me, she said, that name you have is powerful. And she told me the story of Joseph. So Joseph was thrown into a pit by his own brothers.
Yes.
His own brothers tried to get rid of Joseph. All right? Yeah. And Joseph turned around to be their savior. You understand? I'm not saying I'm anybody's savior, but I'm saying, look how them throw Joseph into the pit. And Joseph come out and actually save them and become the governor of Egypt. Now, our donation increase. Anybody who wants to donate, just go on our website, uicjamaica.com, and you will see the button that says donate. You click on that button and you can donate through various means. You can donate through the PayPal account using your debit card or your credit card or your PayPal account. You can donate directly by wire transfer to the Scotiabank that's provided. You can donate by walking into the PC Bank and doing it over the counter to UIC Jamaica account, or you can send what do you call it now, Western Union or one of those money transfer things. just call us at the number that's provided, 293-0812. That's 293-0812, 876-293-0812. And we'll give you one of our staff who can receive a payment from you if you so desire. So a number of ways to contribute to the UIC. We welcome all donations, and guess what? We provide audited financial statements at the end of each year that shows you exactly how all your monies are spent, and all donors are qualified to receive a copy of the audited financial statements each year.
Great, great. I will wrap up with a quote from a listener. This is very hard work you're doing, Mr. Patterson, and I'm so glad that you have committed to providing a viable option for people who really want to see positive change in Jamaica, end quote, from a listener and viewer.
Thank you.
Nicole Sidan. So, on that note, I continue to wish you the best. Thank you for allowing the platform to keep those who have the best interest of you and Jamaica at heart able to hear what's going on. And please do feel free to reach out, and we'll be happy to share information. In fact, our motto is where information meets music. So, Mr. Patterson, thank you. I'm pretty sure it's clear in everyone's mind what has happened. And like you said, your donations have doubled. I'm sure the sentiments have grown stronger because when the going gets tough, the tough gets going.
Tough gets going. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Wayne. A pleasure speaking with you. I look forward to doing this again. All the best to you and your listeners.
You likewise. Take care and thank you.
Take care.
All right.
A pleasure.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, wow, what a situation down there in Jamaica. But are you surprised? There's a little word that we hear a lot that's called corruption, man. And you know, it can step right into your home like it did with this party. And it exists so much. My goodness. Gregory George Smith says we are 100% with you. Hello, Violet. Welcome. All right. Viewer says it's the mission, not the position, period. I'm sure Mr. Patterson will appreciate those sentiments. All right. So, all right. Take care, Mr. Patterson. Looking forward to our next chat. We'll continue right here on the Wayne Hall Show. All right.
Clearly, the variant presenter. We are talking about that gypsy girl, yeah. Why? The variant. Tell them about her.
Gypsy, you turn on my love light.
Bright like sunshine.
Whatever you want now, tonight is the night. Gypsy, you know that you got me,
and no one else,
right where you want me. So love me tonight.
Clearly.
And I want your love so badly.
This a girl loving a mad me.
Yes, I do, girl. You know how much I do. And I want to hold you close to me. You're my world. You're my gypsy girl.
Gypsy girl, let me tell you this. Gypsy, you're so sexy and fit. You spice up my life like Mexican chips. Romantic fun and sensual bliss. A bedroom festival this. Hardcore loving of gentle niceness. I made my way into your tightness. Proper fix, right mix. I am on the night shift. I never had a lover like this.
Gypsy, I'm under your spell now. You know me so well now. So love me tonight.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Next week, we're going to be launching some brand new music. Scrooge, soca artist out of the Virgin Islands. We're going to be launching his brand new package next week of soca music right here. We also have Kenny Blessing with the bad rhythms for Carnival this year, man. And guess what? We're going dabble in some soca next week right here on the Wayne Hall Show. Listen, I want you to check out this message one more time. Then when we come back, we're going to get into the supernatural with China Nicole. Here we go.
Following is a message for parents of children with autism. Are you frustrated, in need of information and skills on which to improve your parenting skills for your autistic child? Well, here's where to go. Visit www.autismparentsupport.com and sign up today for a free consultation on how you can receive best practice guidance on raising an autistic child with presenter Wayne Hall, MA in Special Education. Maybe you just received news of a recent diagnosis. Maybe you are just not clear on some basic information. Where can you go? Who should you talk to? Maybe you know someone who could use this training. Visit www.autismparentsupport.com and get the answers from someone with the experience and expertise you need. All inquiries will receive a response within 48 hours. Visit autismparentsupport.com and put your mind to rest.
Greetings, Massive. Hey. Wagwan, Jamaica.
If I were your baby, oh, I would give you so much more. I'm Etana and you're locked into the Wayne Hall Show. Keep it locked. Yes to the vibes, eh?
Are you ready to journey into the supernatural? Get the single on all digital platforms. China Nicole.
I'm supernatural. I'm walking in my faith, 'cause I have a purpose. And even if I fall hard, I get back up and what a feeling when I know what I can do. Sometimes I wonder, how did I make it through? Well, I had a feeling it'll be alright. Yeah. I look to my God and He cleared the way through. He gave me the feeling it'll be alright. Sunny days are ahead. I'm supernatural. Ooh, I'm walking in my faith, 'cause I have a purpose. And even if I fall hard, I get back up and what a feeling when I know what I can do. If you're ever feeling broken down, torn apart to pieces, it'll be alright. And I can tell you that it won't take too long. Be strong, 'cause it'll be alright. 'Cause better days are ahead, better days ahead, yeah, ahead. I'm supernatural. Ooh, I'm walking in my faith, 'cause I have a purpose. And even if I fall hard, I get back up and what a feeling when I know what I can do. I'm supernatural. Ooh, I'm walking in my faith. I have a purpose.
That's right. And talking about walking in my faith, please be sure to go out to the Hampton Inn and Suites tomorrow and Friday, starting at 7 p.m. It's 2 nights of prophetic glory. You heard him here last week. He apologizes for not being here this week. His flight got delayed. He pretty much just landed in Atlanta. And so he's here, but he missed the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please support 2 nights of prophetic glory. Prophet Dr. Ini Akpan at the Hampton Inn and Suites, Atlanta Marietta, 2136 Kingston Court, taking place Thursday and Friday evening at 7 p.m. All right, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, more supernatural from the songbird, China Nicole.
I'm supernatural. Ooh, I'm walking in my faith, 'cause I have a purpose.
That's right, Gary McCook says, big tune! Thank you, Violet White.
I'm supernatural. Ooh, I'm walking in my faith. I have a purpose. And even when I fall hard, I get back up and ooh, what a feeling when I know what I can do. Supernatural.
You know, sometimes when you hear great music, you wish it was something that you could take to like Parliament and they make a law that everybody has to have a copy. This is one of those songs. I'm walking in my faith. I have a purpose. Are you listening? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's on all digital platforms. China Nicole, want to say a big shout out to Island Worldwide Radio and all their listeners, viscosityblend.com and all their listeners. Want to shout out Yardflow TV. I want to big up YouTubesradio.com, reggaevibesradio.com, Energy One Radio, Energy Radio 1, New York. All right. And I want to say big up to Hype FM and Clark TV Network. I just want to thank you all for supporting and embracing the Wayne Hall Show. All right, Sandra Velasquez, big up yourself. Amen, amen, amen. And what a way to wrap up this week. More of Supernatural, because it's time to remind you to live and let love. Don't forget, the only way to start at the top is if you're digging a hole. And always be looking around for something that's worth encouraging. And we should never forget to be grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, it was my pleasure tonight. And I look forward to being back next week. It's going to be a soca explosion right here with Scrooge and music from guys like Kenny Blessing and more as we look towards the carnival season here on the Wayne Hall Show. So join me then, same time, same place, and all these same blazing stations. And we're going to go out with more of the supernatural walking out of here tonight in our purpose.
Tell you that it won't take too long. Be strong, 'cause it'll be alright. 'Cause better days are ahead. Better days ahead, yeah, yeah. Ahead. I'm supernatural.